I saved the life of my daughter, but she saved me. I try to repeat every day that I'm a lucky woman, even if I lose the most important thing of my life. Oh, it's life. If I have to summarize my daughter, it's just life. She's happiness. I'm Jeannette Bougrab. I'm the director of the French Institute in Helsinki. I come from Paris. I have a PhD of Sorbonne University. I'm a doctor of public law. And I work during all my studies. I was a member of government during 2 years with Nicolas Sarkozy. And before I was the president of Agency Against Discrimination, is the equivalent of Ombudsman in France during 1 year. My parents came from Algeria and they arrived in France during the 1962, after the independence war of Algeria. I was born in France. I'm lucky because I have my daughter. May is not lucky, so she has to be strong because the future will be difficult.
Maman, comment il s'appelle le garçon?
If I am now like I am, it's because my mother. I think it's a story of sadness, of something very bad and something very dark. My mother got married fourth when she was only 13, with a man very old. She's raped during several months. She had the courage to escape. We are a poor family because we have 4 children and just my father works in a factory. But I'm a lucky girl because my parents' give me a strong love. So I think if I change my life and I decide not to reproduce the same destiny, it's because I want to change something. I have a boyfriend, very important for me, but he died during the Charlie Hebdo terrorist attack. I think the terrorist attack affected my life, but it's difficult after because a lot of people contest my relationship with my boyfriend. I think that if I decide to leave France, one of the reasons is that. My mother died 5 months after the terrorist attack, so I don't have family here. So, I'm a foreign woman in a foreign country. And sometimes I realized that I couldn't call to my mother. It's not possible. I think without Finland, and without my daughter, of course, it's difficult to continue to live. When I imagine my future, I imagine my future alone, not with a man, with my daughter. I travel across the world to find my daughter. You can imagine how many countries I visit to find my daughter. When she was born, her mother let her. But I try to explain that your mother didn't let you. She couldn't educate you, couldn't give you the best life, so she decided a very difficult decision. So your mother loved you because she decided to leave you. It's not the same. I think racist for us will be difficult because she's brown skin and sometimes people say you are China girl. She probably know inside that she has difference. So. You can imagine that it's possible in 21. You can be in a Western country, you can have a best education, but racism. But I think the key is the education. But it takes some time because I think racism is older than the world. So I think we have to educate the parents because probably the children are in a family at home. I can imagine that children decide like this. I met racists now, so I am 43 years old. Some people say to me on website, on Twitter, some racists. It's easier. It's a stupid weapon. It's a weapon for stupid people. It's incredible because you can imagine that she grew up very quickly. And it's very strange, but because when some people hurt me, she said, don't think of these people. So I think that I have a duty because I'm safe, I can study, I'm alive. And if I want to give a sense of my life, I have to do something in memory of my mother and for the future of my daughter. I think you grew up with the idea that your mother was raped. One you can imagine, because it's culture, because it's like that during several centuries. So you have to accept? No. And the story of my mother is not a single story. The story of millions of women. And it's not the past, it's the present. If I just do nothing, it's the future. And I can accept that it's possible to continue like that in the 21st century. But the problem now that several million of girls didn't go to school. I think the main key of equality is to build some school for girls. And it's very important to educate girls. If you don't educate one part of humanity, it's a problem. I think it's the principal key of the life, love and education.
I see the gummy bear.
I hope that my daughter sees the equal world, but I don't think. Because I think that, it's probably next several centuries.
I see the gummy bear. I see the gummy bear. Uh-oh. I see the gummy bear.
I never learned music, in my life because it's expensive. So I give some opportunity to my daughter to discover art, to discover sculpture, to discover exhibition, to learn piano, to learn ballet. And I explain to my daughter, if you want something, you have to work at school. And at the same time, she said she couldn't do something, but I repeat to my daughter, you can do. If you want, you can do. If you want to go to the moon, you can go to the moon. Everything is possible. And I don't really want the have this mission, but she wants to protect me like I want to protect my parents. But I want to say that my daughter, you are a child. Stop. But she said to me that I am going to protect you.
Je suis pas sûre. La guerre, je suis pas sûre. Non, ça va pas le faire là. Oh, il y a plein de chansons qui moumines. Pourquoi tu ne demandes pas à Thomas de t'apprendre les chansons des moumines?
C'est en français, là? I see the gummy bear. I see the gummy bear. Gummy bear. I see the gummy bear. I see the gummy bear. I see